the new season here at Los Alamitos is heating up as we have made it to the weekend of trials for the winter series there at the Los Alamitos Winter Derby on Saturday night. We'll have 3 trials, and then we'll have trials for the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship on Sunday evening. Welcome back to the program here with the voice of Los Alamitos, Michael Runner. Michael, how about Charlie Brown getting the job done last week?
Yes, and how about the odds, Jose? I
Yes.
thought I was seeing things when I looked up straight after the race, and his odds had floated up to 4-1. I thought he'd be challenging for favoritism. I was way off base with the odds prediction, but I'll take it. I mean, that's all the better value for followers of the preview show.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season for the previous show, and Michael Runner giving us another nice winner. And yeah, the price floated up was actually opened up around one of the favorites when the wagering opened up, and then kept creeping up. Ended up going off at 4-1 and gets the job done as a nice winner selection on last weekend's program. Let's talk about this Saturday night. We have 10 races and 3 crowns for the Los Alamitos Winter Derby. And it's a pretty good group assembled for the Winter Derby trials. And I like where some horses drew. I didn't see a lot of stacked runners against each other that I wanted to bet on. So I think it's going to be a good way to look at this late pick 4 sequence. And I know you got a horse you like in race number 8.
Yes, and I imagine I'll be knocking heads with you. Your eyes must have lit up when you saw space flight through the outside post.
I can't quit. I especially when I get the outside post. I have to, like I told Orlando on last week's show. He asked me, he's like, Jose, what are you going to do with space flight? I was like, you know what I'm going to do.
I saw that. Yeah.
I can't quit. My mama didn't race no quitter. And lo and behold, Michael, I get the outside post here with space flight. I got to take one more shot. But there's actually 2 horses that I've been chasing, and they both drew fairly well. Don't Sass KBN is the other one. But yeah, I do like the looks of Space Flight in gate number 8 on the outside. This is going to be the first of 3 trials, the first division. And I know you like the looks of the 4, Ghost with a Fire.
I do at the odds. These obviously are very deep and tough trials. There's no gimmies when you get to this level of competition. And there are several horses for whom I have the utmost respect, including the morning line favourite, Good Reason or Good Wagon SA from the rail. But 9-2 strikes me as decent enough value for Ghost with a Fire number 4. When you consider that he started favourite against Cyber Attack in a trial at Ruidoso over the summer. Now, he came to Los Al for his California debut as a 1-5 favourite in an allowance race in September, and was defeated, admittedly by a good horse who's in a later trial of the Winter Derby tonight, Terrific Phoenix. But still, it was not an ideal scenario for those who took the 1-5. I thought he had excuses that day. Then he came out and won a trial to the Golden State Million Futurity, coming right down the outside.
Yeah, because see, and I thought the final clock, it was solid. And he did a lot of things right this night. And I think that's the main positive for a horse like this.
Yeah, overall, it wasn't a quick enough time to qualify for the final, and then he was put on the shelf. So he hasn't raced since that night in early October. But this was a very professional performance, a big improvement on that allowance defeat in his Los Al debut. Just getting back to that September race briefly, I thought he looked a bit lost in the first half of the race, ducking in and out, and he actually gradually drifted out the second half of the race, and he did not have a local work. So I figured he derived some improvement from that race, and that showed up in this very professional performance we've just showed you in the Golden State Million trial. So he's a horse of potential. He's a horse of ability. He's in the right barn. Arosa and Cervantes are always tough in the big trial nights. And his workouts leading into this comeback race for his 3-year-old debut are very good, very snappy. He's obviously ticking over okay. So in a race of several chances with some legitimately good horses, I thought Ghost with a Fire could measure up at 9-2 and be well in the hunt.
And I'm thinking you're going to get that price. And I'm thinking I'm going to get the price as well that I like on Spaceflight. Because I think Heath Chickle's going to get bet down because of those 1s in his PPs. The gate speed is there. I think the 6 is going to get bet. Hay Shaker's going to get bet. And, of course, the inside runner is going to get bet. So this is a very good way to begin the trials, in my opinion. Good field.
Yeah, all the trials are competitive. You won't see any really red-hot favourites. And by the way, the 7th race immediately preceding the Derby trials is a terrific allowance race. So the whole late pick 4 sequence at Los Al on Saturday night is excellent.
It is. It's an all quarter horse late pick 4 on Saturday night. Race number 7 will begin an allowance event, and then the next 3 races will be trials for the Los Alamitos Winter Derby. And again, the fastest 10 times of the night will advance to that Los Alamitos Winter Derby final. All right, Michael, try to stay hot as you gave us a nice winner last week, and I think you'll get a fair shot, a fair price here with Coastal with a Fire.
Well, thanks very much, Jose. The horse I picked previously to Charlie Brown is in another trial Saturday night, Executive Eagle MRL in the Winter Derby trial. So yeah, let's try and keep the good roll going. I'm reporting from the booth as we record on a windy Thursday afternoon. I've got a little bit of preparation to do for the Friday night PCQHRA awards show. So that's certainly going to be a big highlight as well of the week.
Yeah, it's going to be enjoyable to have, horsemen and horsewomen to be able to celebrate those that PCQHRA banquet, which we haven't had a live one in the last couple of seasons. So it'll be fun to kind of everybody get together and talk about the successful year that it was. All right, Michael, good to see you and good to hear you, and hope to see you out there this weekend at Los Al.
Okay, mate, all the best. Hooroo.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, with the trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby and the Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship trials January 28th and 29th. Stakes winners Chick's First Flash and He's Chickless could be in action in the Winter Derby trials. Multiple stakes winners Scoops Dynasty and stakes winners London Toby and Just Being a Friend could race in the Brad McKenzie trials. Quarter horse racing's best. A big weekend of action. January 28th and 29th at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
That's right. It's a good weekend of racing at Los Alamitos, and the man across from my screen was hot the weekend before that, because there was a nice feature on the Nine Lives program. If you picked it up, Chris's selections were hot last weekend at Los Al.
Yeah, we were pretty good there on the 8th, the day before we had that weekend off, and we had like 7 or 9 top winners, and both pick 4s. The last Saturday was pretty good. Our numbers were pretty good. We had both pick 4s. It kind of fell apart a little bit on Sunday, the night that you picked up with your price play and your best bet. Congratulations on those nice numbers, but we'll see if we can pick it up right back here on Saturday night, kicking off the weekend.
Hey, if we can dish it out and tag team here and there, we'll take it. We'll take it every weekend as we as we're trying to kick off the new season. A good run. We have been doing so. Mike Corona hot. How about Michael, Chris? Michael remains hot. He gave us a winner with Executive Eagle. Remember that one? He gave us a winner with Charlie Brown. And then I think he's given us 2 or 3 winners in a row here on the show.
Yeah, he has, and both at nice prices. We're talking 5-1, 4-1. We're not talking no 8-5 shots, 5-2s, 2-1s. We're talking 4 and 5 and 6-1 shots that are beating favorites and doing it well.
Yes, and I like that you're giving us a selection in one of the trials as well. Mike Corona gives a selection in race number 8. You're going to give us a selection in race number 10. Which is the third and last trial of the evening on Saturday night. All trials are 400 yards. Top 10 times of the night advance to the final. And I know you like the look of the 2 here, Terrific Phoenix.
Yeah, this horse is a big ball, well-bred, connected runner. He's got a ton of talent. He's been he's had 4 lifetime starts. He's been a 2W on 3 of those starts with tons of trouble. It was a horse to watch. More W's, the more you like him. And this horse, like in his last race, 111 nights ago, got fractured the gate, kind of back bobbled and was crossed, slow in the stride, and got within about 3/4 of a length of 2 perfect tripped exactimates. And this horse just needs a decent getaway, something relatively half a length slow, because he's a big long strider and he's got a huge kick at the finish, and did come back with a pretty good workout. His workout was a B- plus recently, and big long strider just needs a clean getaway to be a big factor in the finale at a nice price there. He'll be our price play on the racing card as well.
Yeah, he's going to be a I mean, he's well bred. Remember that all that family, terrific energy to thermonuclear energy. Remember those? He's from that family where the longer the distance, the better it was for all those well bred runners. And he's showing that same kind of tactics, that same kind of pedigree. Let's take a look at this replay there from October 9th. And he was in gate number 7. And what did you see this night?
A little fractious and kind of back bobbled and was crossed away from the gate, lost about a length and 3/4 or so. Slow in the stride, he angled out for clearance off the 8 horse who did outbreak him and cross over. He angled out and finished very, very strongly, got within about 3/4 of a length of both perfect trip runners, and just needs a decent getaway. I like him a little bit more if he's drawn on the outside, but if he gets away decently, he's got a big look at the outcome there at a nice price there at 6-1 in the morning line.
And look how he's galloping out. I mean, he's galloping out in front past the turn. It's not easy to do what he did, the way he made up so much ground there after bobbling and kind of losing the path. We kind of saw what he kind of showed us what he has in that maiden diploma, right? Which was from the outside post. But even with all this trouble, that's about as impressive as you can get while losing the race.
Yeah, he's just got a ton of talent. He just needs an outside post. If he ever gets an outside post, he will definitely be the one to beat. But like I said, if this event, he's a decent getaway, he's got a chance to get a nice slice of the pie in the finale.
Are you in agreement that it looks like the main horse to beat is the inside runner, Chicks First Flash?
Yeah, Chicks First Flash. This horse has got a very good number. He's been in W's last 2 starts on my charts. He has my best number. He's been away for 18 days, but the connection is very good at layoff return runners, and he's the one to beat without a shadow of a doubt. But if we're 3/4 of a length away from the gate against that horse, we got a chance to be right there at the wire.
Yeah, and look, that closing kick of Terry Phoenix suggests that there's room for improvement. I think you'll get a solid price, and I do think he's got a big shot as well. I like him as well here as the main upset possibility to Chicks First Flash. So Terrific Phoenix trying to make it a successful weekend for Chris's selections.
Let's hope so. Let's just get him out of the gate in decent fashion and relatively close to Chicks First Flash on the inside. Definitely horse to beat, who's going to be a reserving favorite in the finale there on Saturday night. We'll see if we can make a race of it near the wire.
All right, Chris, best of luck with that selection. I'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, with the trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby and the Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship trials January 28th and 29th. Stakes winners Chicks First Flash and He's Chickless could be in action in the Winter Derby trials. Multiple stakes winners Scoops Dynasty and stakes winners London Toby and Just Being a Friend could race in the Brad McKenzie trials. Quarter horse racing's best. A big weekend of action, January 28th and 29th at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
Welcome back. Now joined by our director of marketing and publicity here at Los Alamitos, Professor G. Orlando Gutierrez. Orlando, I've been getting messages. Are the calendars ready to go for this weekend?
They're ready to go, Jose. They'll be here tomorrow during the day. I'll get a chance to check them out. One of my most nervous times of the year, just making sure that Mother's Day is on the right day, right? But everything should be fine, and we'll be ready to roll, ready to give them away on a Saturday with your paid nighttime admission here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. We'll start giving them around 4:30 p.m., but we should have plenty for everybody to come out. Should be a fun night at the track, a nice crowd, some really nice races, not just on Saturday night, Jose, but also on Sunday night. We have a big matchup on Sunday night. We'll talk a little bit about that as we move through this show. But of course, calendar giveaway on Saturday and a fun night of Winter Derby trials as well on Saturday. And tomorrow night, Friday night, we'll find out the PCQHRA champions who will take home the title of PCQHRA Horse of the Year. A lot of other great awards will be handed out as well. We'll have all the coverage on our website, losalamitos.com.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night to celebrate our PCQHRA Awards banquet. and we'll be sharing who takes top honors and who gets recognized during that awards banquet happening on Friday night. So stay tuned, losalamitos.com, and also on all the social media platforms. We'll be sharing throughout the evening. Let's talk about this weekend's races. Of course, we got the Winter Series already upon us, Professor. We went over 2 races for the trials, by the way, for selections. But let's quickly glance at these 3 fields for Saturday night. Of course, these are the Derby trials, 400 yards. Good Wagon is going to kick it off from the rail. Don't Sass KVN, who ran very well in defeat there in the Holiday Handicap. Line 6, the other Paul Jones training in the spot. Mike Corona gave us Ghost with the Fire, his selection. By the way, Mike Corona is on fire, Professor. He gave us a winner last week, 4-1 winner on the show. Hay Shaker, finalist the Golden State and the 2 million. He's 3-1 in Edinburgh's Morning. He's chickless, Professor. You're the only one that touted him at 11-1 in those trials and the consensus. I remember that night way back when was it? Yeah, for the trials for the PCQHRA. Getting Gigi and Spaceflight. When he drew the rail, I had to be back on him, Professor. So that's the field for the first trial of the night.
And this is one of the toughest of the 3 trials. So 25 horses are going to be competing for 10 spots to advance to the final. The final will be worth about $183,000. So a nice purse for these 3-year-olds. First Grade 1 race for the sophomore class here in the nation, here, not only at Los Alamitos, but in the entire country. And of course, a nice group, like you were mentioning, Good Wagon SA, a horse that's exiting the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity, along with number 5, Hay Shaker. Oh, look at you. Spaceflight draws the outside post, and you're going to jump all over it. Last week, you were, I don't know. But then you decided, yes, I'm going to go in no matter what. And when he draws post number 8, you are all in. You're diving into this one, huh?
I can't. I mean, this is about as good as you can draw it up, right? You get the outside post with the horse that needs that path to run and close the gap. So, but this is a very good field to kind of begin the trials, Professor. Of course, the one's going to take money. But other than that, I mean, there's going to be some very good middle type prices on a lot of these runners.
Yeah, I went ahead and picked the 5 this time around. Hay Shaker, I think he's nicely drawn from that spot. He has shown some speed out of the gate. He's not always blazing out of there, but he does have that favorite cartel bloodlines where he can, really start motoring halfway through the track, and should be finishing strong. The 6, he's chickless, just such a good-looking horse, sired by He's Relentless out of Chiquitita. Ronald and Gerald Harley, the breeders, the great Ronald Harley, the late great Ronald Harley. Always enjoy seeing his silks on the track. They're so much fun to see. But he's chickless. Now trained by Sergio Morfin, will start for the first time under the guidance of trainer Sergio Morfin. We've talked about how John Cooper left his barn under his care, and John said, "I would want no one else to handle these horses." I know how he works. He's earned everything that he has because he's a great horseman. And trainer Sergio Morfin had a chance to talk to him. And talk about his horses in these trials. He's chickless in this one. He also has Chiquitita's Cartel in another trial later on the card. So how about we listen to Mr. Sergio Morfin. And we're here with trainer Sergio Morfin, off to a great start to this season, now training the barn of what used to be John Cooper's stable. Now you have the handle on this barn, and along with those horses, stakes winner like he's chickless, Chiquitita's Cartel as well. They'll be running on Saturday in the trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby. First, let's start with you personally. How has the transition been from just training on your own barn, now adding these horses to your management?
Well, that's not too hard because I'm trying horses before, 4 horses too, and then thoroughbreds. So it's easy because me and Cooper, we friends for many years. I want to say more than 20 years. So that's not hard to train. I know the horse too.
And you also knew the way that Mr. Cooper trained his horses, cared for his horses. You worked for him, like you mentioned, 25 years about, right? So yes. A long time.
Yeah. Well, I worked for him for 20, we started on 96 to work for him. So we friends for many years, and nice person.
And talk to me about these runners that you have on Saturday. Let's start with this one right here. He's chickless. He likes to be outside. He likes an outside pen, and he really enjoying being out here. Tell me a little bit about his personality. What's he like?
Well, this horse is so happy all the time, and then he be like be stay outside, because outside he's got a little nervous, and outside he's happy, stay rest and eat good, so he stay healthy. I like to stay here.
And you knew him from a long time, right? Even before you started handling him.
Yes, he stayed for a long time. I must say, see that baby, 2 years old.
How about Chiquititas Cartel?
Chiquititas Cartel is a nice horse too. I really like that horse. Whole family for that horse. He's a runner all the time. So this horse, I think he's to get a big, good shot on the trials too.
How's your stable gonna be this year? You've usually had a lot of thoroughbreds. You were the leading thoroughbred trainer a couple of years ago here at Los Alamitos. Now you've added more quarter horses. What do you expect for this season?
Well, I know what quarter horses and thoroughbreds. Actually, when I started training, I'm training only quarter horses, and I really like both ones.
Sounds good. Looking forward to a big weekend, Sergio.
Thank you very much.
There it is. Sergio Morfin, like he mentioned, he was part of the team for John Cooper for many, many, many years. So looking forward to him. He's off to a hot start already with the quarter horses. Was able to get a nice long shot winner last week to end the week with him. So he's off to a good start with that barn.
Yeah, Princesa Rock, right? Won in that race at 110 yards. And he also has already saddled one horse that's won twice this year already, Sergio Morfin. So he picked up that win on Saturday and added Princesa Rock on Sunday. So good horseman. And like he mentioned there, he actually began his career just concentrating on quarter horses. And eventually when he went on his own, he started picking up some thoroughbreds and ended up being the leading trainer with the thoroughbreds.
So that's a look at the first trial. Second trial of the night. One Sweet Bar is going to kick it off from the rail for Landolfo Diaz and Jesus Ayala. Just Beat Cartel. Actually, One Sweet Bar was one of the favorites in the kindergarten with just under 7-1 last year. Just Beat Cartel, second time now in the barn of Valentin Zamudio. I think that one can run better. It didn't look like he was handling the wet track all that well. Elanote for Paul Jones. Executive Eagle Amaro, which was one of Michael's selection on the show back at January 7th. Upset mornings with Maria. That's a very good win. Marcelo has always kind of teased those with big type of talent, Professor. I think he can run better at a big price. I'm interested in him at 12-1. Pragmatic. George Arthur will probably have a win bet on Pragmatic, trying to get a win. Kiss Me Flying for Paul Jones and Henry Lopez. Henry Lopez was aboard for this Phillies win last time out. Normandy was visually impressive. I want to get your opinion on Normandy, because I like the way he finished. Obviously, he's stepping back up in class tonight, but he looked good. And then Take a Swig of This just never had a shot after that bad start last time out. He draws a good outside post. So that's the field for the second trial of the night.
And like you were mentioning, Normandy, pretty fast time in that victory, 17.62. That's a pretty good time at 350 yards. And this horse showed some talent running in the Intermountain region, was second in the Bitterroot Futurity. Also competed in another $47,000 race up there in Pocatello. Ronnie Brooks Keller, his family has been sending good horses here to Los Alamitos for many decades. Probably 40, 50 years, I would say, going back to the days where trainer Blaine Schwanevelt would train horses for Mr. Ronnie Keller. Now his son, Ronnie Brooks Keller, continuing that great tradition. Number 6, Pragmatic, that you mentioned, this horse. Kind of interesting that he's coming into this race off of gate work. Not too many of these horses have posted a gate work since their last start. I think there's only 4 of them that worked out of the gate that are back here in the Winter Derby. Some of them did have some works, but they were just churning works. Pragmatic, and that work, he stumbled out of the gate, recovered pretty nicely, had his head high for a few strides, but then was really looking good, wasn't asked for much during that work, and the time was good, 12:3. So I think Pragmatic, maybe they just wanted to get him, a little bit more experience, or just maybe settling him down in that gate. and I think he'll be pretty solid in that one. Another shipper that came in recently here at Los Alamitos, number 9, Take a Swig of This, ran second in $1 million race at Remington Park. And in his first out here at Los Alamitos, struggled a little bit. The comment says that he lost some footing at the start. So that tells you why he was off to a slow start, and kind of finished a little bit better there. We'll see how he does from that outside post. One start under the belt, and we know that he can do much better than that.
Yeah, that resume of being second by a nose in the 1.1 million futurity at Remington Park, and he probably should have won that race because he drifted out and he cost himself the win that night. But I think he definitely can run much better because it kind of looked like he stumbled in his second stride here after the gate break at Los Alamitos, just pretty much was eliminated. So he draws a good post. Pragmatic, you mentioned. Watch out for the price of Marcelo. I'm going to use Marcelo as a long shot. I think he can run an improved effort here. But it looks like the money's going to settle towards the outside part of the gate with those two runners, Normandy and Take a Swig of This. The final trial of the night, race number 10. We kick it off with Chicks First Flash, the kindergarten runner-up of last year, and most recently won the PCQHRA British Futurity. As now race is October 2nd, Professor, but obviously the talent is there.
Talent is always there for this runner. Like you mentioned, second in the to a stablemate in the kindergarten futurity, won the Fred Skane, won the juvenile challenge here, and again won in the PCQHRA Breeders Futurity, and did it overcoming some trouble. He was pretty slow start there and came flying late to win it by a half a length. Number 2, Terrific Phoenix, is one horse that you gotta watch that workout. Had a lot of issues there, was a little antsy waiting for the start, was pretty green throughout that work. But once he got going, the second part of that workout, he looked really good. That was a 350-yard drill. Jose went 18.6 there. But a lot of that trouble early on, that kind of led to a little bit of a slower start, slower time, excuse me. And if you look at that race, October the 9th was just pretty slow out of the gate, was 8th, 7th, and then end up finishing 3rd with a big late run. So Terrific Phoenix, if he behaves and does everything improved, he could be a long shot here at 6-1 on the morning line there for Ed Burgard. The 3A Political Dynamite ran a solid 3rd to Lawless Wallace in the Los Alamitos Million Juvenile Invitational. That's a $50,000 race. Before that one, a trial to the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity. Dr. Schechter, horse that has shown some nice run several times here at Los Alamitos and also at Ruidoso Downs. Price Fixer, I like this horse all along, but just hasn't qualified to a big stakes race yet. We'll see what he does. First time out as a 3-year-old. Muy Bien Corona, new owner, Vences Racing. This horse ran 3rd in the kindergarten futurity, just behind Chicks First Flash. We talked a little bit about Chiquititas Cartel. Sergio Morfin trains this horse. And Interesting Eagle completes the field. And this horse was a trial winner to the Governor's Cup futurity earlier this year.
Yeah, he actually took good money in the Governor's Cup futurity. He went off at 3-1 for Jose Flores. The Jose Flores barn is off to a hot start. So drawing the outside post is probably a very nice spot to be for a runner that tends to kind of want to stretch those legs and get rolling. So Interesting Eagle, I think, draws a very good post. But no doubt that the money will be on the inside runner, Chicks First Flash. Looks like the horse to beat. But Terrific Phoenix, that was Chris's selection. And, out of that family of Terrific Energy, those runners want the 400-yard distance, Professor, and they can finish. It's all about the start, if he can break a little bit better. So that's the field for the 3rd and final trial of the night on Saturday night. Again, the top 10 fastest times will advance to that final of the Winter Derby. All right, we got trials for the Brad McKinsey Los Alamitos Winter Championship, and the entries just came out.
That's right.
For Sunday. And there is going to be 2 trials. The last 2 races on the card, races 9 and 10. So why don't we take a glance at those fields? Again, 400 yards for these same Brad McKinsey Winter Championship trials, Professor. Just being a friend comes out of that upset win. How did he go off at 13-1, Professor, and get the win? And what was it, December 18th, Professor?
Yeah, December 17th. Yeah,
I was off that night, Professor. So
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
would
able
not
to
have let
cash
that
in.
horse go right at
Yeah.
that price. Yeah. And, you know, a ransom handicap, Howard Nichols has had good luck winning that race. I think he's won it 3 times over the course of his career, just being a friend. He likes those December races here at Los Alamitos. And then we get the big one, the world champion, AQHA World Champion Empressum, returns already for his first start of 2023, fresh off his victory in the Champion of Champions. We get to see Empressum back here at Los Alamitos, the new with his new title, his new belt, his new crown here. Empressum running on Sunday night. I cannot wait. Look at this matchup. Scoops Dynasty is also in here. London Toby making his first start in a trial for a Grade 1 event. Cannot wait. Well, actually, no, right? He ran in the trials to the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity. He ran second.
Yes.
No, he did run in a trial for a million for a Grade 1 race in the past. So, but it's been a while. It's been a while. The 5 London Toby is back in Grade 1 style. That's a good reason. Amadeus MV will close out this field. But again, we got Empressum. We got Scoops Dynasty, a multiple Derby winner last year, and cannot wait to see London Toby and how he runs. And Dr. Ed Allred, he has been so high on this horse for so long. I'm sure he cannot wait to see him tested against the best of the best, Empressum, Scoops Dynasty. Had a chance to talk to Scott Willoughby about the outstanding London Toby. Here he is, Scott Willoughby.
With trainer Scott Willoughby, one of the most successful conditioners here at Los Alamitos. And you have to be just thrilled to have an opportunity to start London Toby in that anticipated Grade 1 trial this coming weekend. How is that for you to see this horse who's has had his up and downs, but getting him a chance to run against the best?
Well, he's one of the best horses I think I've ever trained. And that's saying a lot. We've had some great horses, and he's come back from being sick really well. He's just stretching out, looking good. Every time we've run him, we've taken it slow, ran him in some nice races against some nice horses, but now we're going to hook, the best horses in the country. And it's going to be a whole different test for him, but he looks like he's up for the task.
And you touched on the fact that he has been one of the most sensational horses that you've trained. Every time that he steps on the track is just tremendous. He leaves us just wanting more because he's so exciting. What makes him so special in your opinion?
He's just a big, long, nice horse, and he's got a great personality. He's great to be around. He got extremely sick on me. We lost a year and a half with him, but he's come back and he's just doing fantastic.
The experiences that you had with He Looks Hot, who also was, missed 1 year of action, but you came back, brought him back, and he was so good on the way back. Does that help you kind of bring London Toby along as well, that experience?
Well, it let me know that it could be done because, He Looks Hot had 3 different colic surgeries, and he still was winning. He won the Champion of Champions after that. So
Age of 7.
Yeah, he was a fantastic horse. But this horse is an amazing horse. If everything goes right, he's pretty stout. So we'll see how it goes.
Best of luck, and we can't wait to see London Toby race again.
Thank you.
There it is. They've got high hopes ever since the beginning, Professor. I mean, this horse took money first time out. He was working well. That was one of the most fast maiden events all year back in October of 2020. Remember, they threw it down. It was Doc Lamb for Jaime Gomez and London Toby. They won in 1537 and 1539 respectively. So they both finished 2 lengths clear of the rest. Since then, London Toby has had some setbacks, Professor. When he's right and when he's on the racetrack and his A game, he's flashed a tremendous amount of talent.
He's won his last 4 races, Jose, and the average margin in those races is about 2.5 lengths. So, I mean, he's just been so just eye-catching, so outstanding. Scott Willoughby mentioned that his length is one of his strengths. And sometimes when you have those long horses, it just kind of takes them a little while when they're young to kind of grow into themselves. You mentioned that outstanding duel against Doc Lamb. Second out, he ran against Apollitical Gold in trial to the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity, and Apollitical Gold was coming off a victory in the Golden State Million futurity when that happened. So ever since then, it's just been win, 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 and win for London Toby. Scott Willoughby mentioned some of the issues that he's had over time with them. They've been intestinal issues. He's just had some issues, kind of maintaining his weight. At the same time, he's on a special diet, kind of keeps him nice and healthy and regular. And so that's one of those things that London Toby, now with that special diet, they seem to have him nicely managed, the right medication for him. He is looking like, maybe another special runner that can hook up with Empressum and Scoops Dynasty and give us some great thrills in 2023.
And what a field in the first trial, Professor. Empressum, Scoops Dynasty, London Toby, 3 runners that have shown tremendous amount of talent, all facing off in the first Brad McKenzie Winter Championship trial. The second trial, Mr. Tornado is going to kick it off from the rail. He just finished second to London Toby in the first down dash. Dash's Dynasty for Jose Flores and S. Quarter K partnership. Apollitical Pence is back here after finishing third in the Champions. He's back for another dance here. Stuck in probate for Valentin Zamudio. Famous Cartel Jess, who finished third in the first down dash. Lady Cartel for Santos Perez. And that's going to complete the field in the second trial. So we have Apollitical Pence back in action here.
The defending winner of this race, Jose. He won the Brad McKenzie last year, fresh off his victory in the 2021 Champion of Champions. He came back and won the Brad McKenzie, and Monty said that was so important because they knew that they were set up nicely for a chance at a three-peat in the Champion of Champions, and then they could manage him nicely the rest of the way. He had a tremendous season. Jose was not able to capture that third Champion of Champions wins, but look at his record: 6 starts, 5 wins. He was a multiple Grade 1 winner last year, and came pretty close to winning that third Champion of Champions in terms of finishes. He ran third. Of course, Empressum won that race by daylight ahead of Apollitical Pence, but still to finish third when you're trying to win your third Champion of Champions, hats off to him. He was close. Yeah,
definitely a good campaign. Obviously, a great resume. Speaks for himself. He will be the horse to beat in the second division of the Brad McKenzie Winter Trials. And Famous Cartel Jess will be one of the other top exacta runners that will be heavily bet and supported there in that field. So that's the look at both of the fields for Sunday night. And again, the 10 spots will be up for grabs for the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship. So just like that, Professor, we're up to the Winter Series trials this weekend at Los Al.
Yeah, that purse for the final, $144,000. The final, I believe, is on Sunday, February 19th. I think that's the exact date of the Brad McKenzie Championship final. The Derby final will be the night before on a Saturday night. So getting ready for just an outstanding matchup. We're just coming off of that great Champion of Champions with Danger, Empressum, Apollitical Pence, all those other great stars. And now we get treated to a great opening trial to the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship with Empressum, London Toby, Scoops Dynasty, 2 new challengers for Empressum, right? Yes. He hasn't faced those horses yet, so let's see what those horses can throw at him in this race on Sunday night.
Always a treat when we can get back 2 of the top 3 runners in the Champions right back in action in this Winter Championship. So it's going to be fun to watch him down on the racetrack, and of course we've been waiting to see what London Toby can do with a healthy full season, and hopefully this is the start of a healthy 2023 for him. Professor, thank you for joining us. I know we got lots of things going on, getting ready for the PCQHRA Awards Banquet this upcoming Friday at Los Al. We'll have plenty of info about who takes what on that award ceremony. We'll have it on the social media, and of course at losalamitos.com as well. To recap this upcoming weekend, Professor, what are our approximate post times here?
6 p.m. on Saturday, 10 races on tap. Get here early, get your calendar, get a nice seat, enjoy the Winter Derby trial, some outstanding races around the turn as well. And on Sunday, approximate post time, I'm going to say about 5:15 p.m. once again, and 10 races on tap. And of course, those 2 great trials to the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship. don't miss London Dynasty. All the stars are here at Los Alamitos.
Professor, good to hear. Good to see you. Get some rest, and we'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
Thanks so much, Jose. See you.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, with the trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby and the Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship trials January 28th and 29th. Stakes winners Chick's First Flash and He's Chickless could be in action in the Winter Derby trials. Multiple stakes winners Scoops Dynasty and stakes winners London Toby and Just Being a Friend could race in the Brad McKenzie trials. Quarter horse racing's best. A big weekend of action, January 28th and 29th at Los Alamitos Racecourse.